Tables, MSL books away, please. Reading books away. Well done, Amara. You're ready to go to Mr. Davies' class. Have you got your grid book as well? Look in your red folder. Mustafa, you are not taking the fiddle toy with you. You're putting it back in the box. Maths book, grid book, pencil case. Well done, Amara and Selena. In your locker, please. Owen, MSL book away. Shh. I'm going to ask that you guys leave the fiddle toys, please. Shh. You shouldn't need them. Put your food away. Recess is over. Well done, Amara. You may go to Mr. Davies' room. Shh. We've got some messy eaters. I'm still Scarlett. Book away. Lunchbox away. Shh. We've got to get started. Shh. Well, you can walk yourself into Mr. Davies' room. Thanks. Okay. Shh. Good job, guys. Nearly ready to go. Al, I'm just waiting for you when you come back to put your things away. Guys, remember what I said? It's 360, so you don't need to come up and wave at it because it's taking pictures of you around the room. Callum, are you happy sitting there? Would you rather go into a corner where your father or what further? Okay.
You said you put it back in there.
Has anyone seen the red fry fiddle toy?
Put it in his tub. You put it in his tub.
You may have it. And that deal is, Somo, the deal is you give it back to him when he arrives. Do you understand? Somo, do you understand?
Yes.
Good. Okay. So please don't come and wave it. You don't need to. It can see you. Okay. Thank you for all sitting at your tables. I know it makes it hard for you because you haven't had a playtime where you run around. So I've got some good news for you. You are awesome. After lunch, Mr. Siaka is going to have you for 45 minutes. And I said to him, I owe you 24 minutes for a game. But if you are awesome, he said he might take you for longer. So you get your reward after lunch and you'll have Mr. Siaka to do it. Okay? Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, so are we ready to go? Awesome. Okay, so just going to wait for Mr. Davies, shall we? Aiden, do you need your jacket on, buddy? Put it away. You don't need that out. I want it away. Shh. I believe it's on. Thanks, Aiden. Jessica and Ella, do you need your jackets on? Do you want to go pop them away for me? Shh. I'm happy for fiddle toys, but if they start making noise, you won't be allowed to use them. Shh. To fiddle quietly. Okay, everyone. You ready to go? It's very exciting. Okay, so this week in our sessions, we're going to be learning about measuring our heart rates, our pulse. We're going to look at understanding that our heart rate adapts. Who knows what adapts means? What does it mean, adapts? Owen?
It can change depending on its surroundings.
Yeah, it changes. Not so much on its surroundings, on what you do. Your heart rate can change depending on what you're doing. We're going to look at applying some maths concepts of averages and fractions. And we're going to look at planning and collecting accurate data. And we're going to create and maintain a word wall. I've got it started here, okay? So any important words or things that you think are important, please remind me to add it to our word wall. We're going to come back to that. Okay. So let's start off by finding out what you know. So who can think of a time when your heart was racing? Who can think of a time, what were you doing when your heart was racing? Aiden?
Running.
Running? So running can make your heart race. Callum? Right, again, running. Anything else different from running when you might feel your heart racing? So yes, exercise, running fast. Somo?
It wasn't running, but it was like when I was getting ready to run the division.
Oh, how are you feeling when you're getting ready to run division? So maybe when you're nervous about something, you might feel it beating. Miriam? When you're stressed, yeah, maybe when you're stressed you can feel your heart beating. Scarlett?
I have two things. One is going on a roller coaster and the second is going to a dentist.
Absolutely going on a roller coaster. Shh. And yes, dentist again, were you a bit nervous about going to the dentist? Yes, my heart races when I'm at the dentist too, Raph.
When I was once on a roller coaster and I know why would your heart go soft.
We'll get to that later, okay, Raph? Hold on to that. Okay, so I want you to think about a time when your heart was racing. It might have been when you were exercising, maybe when you were nervous or stressed. And I'm going to place these around the room. So I've got 4 different outlines. Green outline. It says, what did you feel? Okay? So if you're walking around, you're at your green station, you're going to record what you were feeling when your heart was racing. Mr. Davies, can I get you to go and put that one outside on a table for me? Yellow, what did you hear? What were you hearing when your heart was racing? Okay? I'm going to put this one over where Ellett and Scarlett are. Red, Daniel. Red, what was happening in your body when your heart was racing? This body outline's going to go over here. I'm going to put the last one at the back and it's in blue. So I want you to think about how would you describe your emotions? So what were you feeling your emotions when your heart was racing? We'll pop this one, Mr. Davies, maybe at the back of the room. So what I want you to do is you need a pencil and you're going to go around and you're going to record your thinking about how you feel on the green, about what you heard on the yellow, blue, what you were feeling, your emotions, and red, you're going to record what was happening in your body when your heart was racing. I'm going to set you up. Can everyone get a pencil out for me, please? Okay. Shh. Listen to where you're going first, and we're going to go in a clockwise way. Can I have this half? Daniel, Rayan, Jazzy, Chloe, Ada, Catherine. Can you start red? Don't move yet. Just wait. Can I have Scarlett, Ella, Callum, Michael, Owen? Can you start at yellow? Boys at the back, can you start at blue? Girls at the back, can you start at the one in the corridor? Can you get your pencils? Shh. Guys, listen. I'm going to ask you to get your pencils. So Mo, listen to instructions. I'm going to give you 2 minutes once you're all at your things, and then after 2 minutes I'm going to stop you and we're going to rotate on, so you need to be listening, okay? Can you go to your body outline, please? Remember, recording. Thinking about a time when your heart was racing and recording what you heard, felt, your emotions, and what was happening. Go. Shh. You can have a recorder.
Can we write in the body?
Yep. Anywhere on the sheet, you can have a recorder and you can share ideas, or you can all write your own. Your 2 minutes starts now. Remember, please leave room for other groups.
I have made fastly a word. It's now a word.
Not worried about your spelling, I want your ideas. So what else was happening in your body? Maybe think about your arms or your leg, your head. So which one have you got?
Bumping.
Oh, yep. So what can you hear? Pumping in the, yeah.
Like you could maybe.
So you can hear your heart. What else might you hear?
Footsteps.
Or if you were running.
If you're running.
What else happens when your heart's beating fast? What do you do? Okay. So not just thinking about your heart. What do you do after running or something?
Take breaths.
Yeah, but what might you hear when you're breathing? How would you be breathing? Think of a word. Maybe. Deep breaths or big breaths. I'll leave you to it. Shh. Got about another minute before we rotate.
Maybe angry. Yeah, of course you can. Keep thinking. You could be excited, say, if you get a really good present. I've already got it, man. I told you I've already got it. I wrote it first.
Doesn't matter. matter who wrote it first. We're going to share the ideas at the end. We're working together.
Yeah, copy.
Angry?
Angry. Yeah, because you're.
Thank you. Okay.
I've done mine.
Okay, giving you 10 more seconds. Finish what you're writing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, well done, 458. You are awesome. Just waiting for a person to finish writing.
Great ideas, Miss Schlack.
There's some wonderful ideas. Point to which poster you are going to next if you're in a clockwise direction. Let me see if you know where you're going. Excellent. Ah, you know. Listening, my suggestion would be to start by reading what another group has already written before you start adding. Okay? You may walk to your next poster and add yours. If you go.
What does this say? What did you hear?
Not worried about your spelling, remember, I just want your ideas, okay? So thinking about things that you hear when your heart's beating really fast. Well done. So what one are you doing this time, this group? Yeah. In your body, so thinking about, yeah, but what feels weird? Think about the different parts of your bodies, your arms, your legs, your heads, your heart, so what's happening? I could take 21 any day. So how are you feeling? What did you feel when your heart's beating really fast?
Anger from inside.
Hot, yeah.
Boiling.
Yep.
I'm just gonna do boiling.
So this is more physical, isn't it? Rather than your feelings like emotion, this is more physical thoughts, isn't it?
Boiling on the inside.
Is pumping and pulsing the same?
So what you're describing emotions, so words to describe how you're feeling when your heart's beating really fast.
We might be talking about that word later.
I'm going to give you 30 more seconds before we move on.
That's okay. You might not add anything. There might be lots of good ideas already. What did you, Ada? What did you add? Well, what does that mean?
Big words be like the same as like yelling, shouting.
Sorry?
It's kind of hard to explain. Like background noises, like people behind you talking.
Maybe, but this is more focused what you hear within your body and around you. Okay? Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh. Shh. Just waiting for someone. Look down, look up at me, so I know you're looking. Much better. 458, it's great to see you guys showing our school values of care and community by working together and listening to each other. Keep it up. Point to the poster you're going to next. Remember to read what's written before you start adding. Shh. Walking on, off you go to your next one. This is number 3 now.
Hopefully no one else did that. Screaming.
No, we're thinking about what you hear in your body.
Oh.
Focus on the person whose heart
Screaming.
is pounding. What can they hear when what can you hear when your heart's pounding?
Beating very fast. Thumping.
Your heart, yep, thumping. What else might you be doing when your heart's beating fast, but your heart doesn't beat? What else in your body makes sounds? You've just run, your heart's beating. What else might you be doing? You're doing it now. Yes.
What would you write?
We're focused about when your heart's beating, so it's after you've done the activity or while you're doing it.
Beating before I'm doing it because I'm nervous.
But how would it be after? Oh yeah, well when it's before nervous, absolutely. So what can you hear when it's before a race? So you're still hearing your heartbeat? So maybe it's silence.
Mine's definitely not
What have we got this time?
I felt like I was
So we're focusing here not on the emotions, but how does your body feel?
I felt like I flew, which I did.
That's what I said, bro.
There was one already in there.
Give it a tick. If you agree with it, you can give it a tick if you like. Shh. Last 30 seconds before we move on.
Maybe there are some uses to
I wrote jittery.
just a glitch, guys. It's no big deal. It gets harder, doesn't it?
Jake and Xavier, Somo, you need to swap over and give Jake his back. Boys, no, we've already talked about. You guys can join a group. Would you like to join one of these two groups? You can choose, but you need to be sensible, make a good choice, okay? We're going around Jake and Xavier, and we're just adding our thoughts to the poster. So we talked about a time when your heart was racing, like after you've run a race or when you're nervous. And you're recording on the posters, depending what posters you're at, what did you feel or hear or your emotions are happening. So you guys are at what did you hear? So what do you hear when your heart beats really fast, when your heart's racing? Okay, shh. And 5, shh, 4, 3, shh, 2, 1. Ooh. Well done, Xavier and Jake. Well done, Jazzy. You stopped before I even started clapping. Eyes up, because I'm giving you an extra job to do. Before we talk about that, Chloe just said to me before something you might want to note. When her group was reading through, if they agreed with something, they placed a tick next to someone else's comment, okay? So if you agree with what someone's written, you might want to place a tick next to it as you're working on your poster. Somo's group, here's your instructions. Last one, I'm giving you an extra minute because not only do you have to add your thoughts, you need to select one person in your group to report back to the class. Okay, shh, don't work it out yet. Work it out after you've moved to your next. Move to your last poster. Off you go. If you can't work it out, I'm happy to work out for you. You are now on this one, clockwise.
I heard myself crying.
What is happening in your body? Heart beating. You come out of your shell. You start shedding.
No, positive, remember? Not going to negative. Have you guys added your thoughts yet about what's happening in your body when your heart was racing?
I'm going to tick everything.
Okay. Have you worked out who's sharing?
Everything.
Have you worked out who's sharing?
Lab was popping. Tick.
This group, Aiden, have you worked out who's sharing, who's reporting back?
I don't even know what.
One of this group, you have to choose someone to report back on this poster. One. Shh. Don't fight or I can help you choose.
I wrote Xavier.
Don't need to vote. This group, have you worked out someone who's going to report back to the class too for me? About you. It's just what's on this poster, okay, Selena? If you're reporting back.
got someone. How many people for us?
Somo, there's a microphone on. Remember your language, please. Appropriate.
What did I say?
Just remember what language.
What did I
So
say?
guys, this is a really challenging one.
About asking people to be quiet. Ask them to be quiet politely. This group, have we got a person who's going to report back? Who have you selected to share what's on this poster, the thoughts?
I'm about to wake up.
Can I get someone to be a risk taker and have a go? Okay. Well done. This group, have you chosen someone to report back to the class about what's on this poster?
Mr. Davis said to be good.
Okay. Awesome compromising.
Feel like dripping.
Get ready, we're going to do it. It's what you feel in your body. What would be dripping? What on your body might drip when your heart's beating fast? Maybe sweat. Maybe can you feel that?
Stabbing kind of. Stabbing. How do you know what stabbing is?
Stabbing like a sharp.
You're right to share back. Are you right to share back? Yeah. Okay. Last 10 seconds.
Anything else?
5, 2, 1. Oh, just waiting on one group. Shh. I'm waiting for eyes on me. Shh. Okay. Shh. Hold it. Those people sharing, Michael's group, can you hear me out there? Beautiful. Can we start with those people sharing, reporting back? We're going to start with yellow group. Oh, actually, no, where's green group? Let's start with green because it's first. Someone in green group. Shh. Owen and Callum are sharing. Groups, just listen. You don't have to share everything. Shh. Just share a few things, no more than 5. Shh. Callum and Owen. Shh. So what do you feel when your heart is pounding or racing? Do you want to share? Shh. Shh. Sorry, Callum, just waiting. Shh. Next group. Jazzy, you have the yellow sheet. So what can you hear when your heart was racing? Everyone should be turning around and using their whole body to listen to Jazzy. Scarlett, Ella. Shh. There we go. Now, Jazzy, we're listening. What can you hear, though, when your heart is racing? The person whose heart's racing. Thumping, what's thumping?
Pumping.
Yeah. What else might you hear? Shh. How about what might you hear your breathing? What might that sound like? Panting. Yeah. Thanks, yellow group. Blue group. Selena, can you just quickly share how would you describe your emotions when your heart's pounding? Devastated. Shh. Yep. Startled. Well done. We'll finish up with red group. Everyone should be turning, facing the red group, showing them whole body listening. Red group, who's reporting back about what was happening in your body? Hayden?
So some of them we got was stabbing pain, heart beating fast, a stitch,
Hayden, what do you mean by a stitch?
well, you have a stitch in your stomach.
Yeah, you know that feeling where it hurts? A stitch, yep.
Blood was pumping faster.
one more, Aiden. Anything else you want to add, Red Group? before we finish up? No. Mr. Davies, can I get you to go around and collect, boys and girls? Can I get you to put your pencils away and sitting down for me at your table? Thanks for reporting back, those people.
Someone stole my chair.
Just take one from outside or take someone's not here or go sit next to Xavier. Easy, soul. Okay, I'm not giving you talking time yet. If you're quickly back at your tables, I'll give you some talking time. Off you go. Shh. Okay. Shh. Well done, Jake and Xavier. You're ready. Shh. Well done, Aiden. Shh. Jazzy, it's my turn now. I'll give you a turn to talk in a second. Okay. Shh. Thank you for that. Now we're going to have a look at measuring heart rate. Daniel, can you sit on your bottom? Can I have eyes up? What do you know about measuring your heart rate? What do you know about measuring it? Amara? Sorry, Amara, I can't hear you. Mr. Davies is just closing the door. You? Beats per minute. Okay, so something to do with beats per minute. Yep, they do usually measure your heart rate using beats per minute. Callum?
They usually do beats per minute either by doing that to see how much fit, or you could do hand over heart.
Okay, so there's some different ways to measure heart rate. I want you to have a bit of a turn and talk first. 2 questions on the board. Rayan, chat with the person sitting next to you. What do you know about measuring heart rate? Amara and Callum have given you some ideas. And then talk about, Daniel, why does our heart rate increase? What do I mean by the word increase?
Like getting bigger.
Yeah, bigger or faster, more? Why does it beat more often? Faster, yep. And what do I mean by decrease? Slower, lower. So why does your heart rate increase, rise, or why does it decrease, get lower? Turn and talk about those 2 questions, please. I'm giving you 60. I'll give you 2 minutes talking time. Go. So, girls, what do you know about measuring heart rate? Have you ever measured your heart rate before? Who might measure heart rates?
Doctors
Oh, how do they measure your heart rate?
with is it called a stethoscope?
Well, they can hear your heart rate. Yeah, beat with a stethoscope. Yeah, they could do that.
My auntie's a doctor.
Oh, is that how you know? So you can measure heart rate with a stethoscope? Yeah. Have you ever had your heart rate measured, Ella?
Yep.
Yeah, at the doctor's? And did the doctor listen to your heart rate with a stethoscope? What do you think makes your heart rate increase, beat faster?
You get like scared.
Okay. So scared or something, what might lower it? Make your heart beat slowly.
Heart attack?
Do you think a heart attack gets faster, gets faster for a heart attack? Maybe. If you've run a race and your heart's beating really fast, how might you make it slow down, decrease? Yeah, stop. Yeah, interesting. Keep having your talk. This is your talking time. I'm only giving you another 20 seconds. So how do you measure heart rate? Have you ever had your heart rate measured?
Yeah, when I went to, I forgot the name.
How might a doctor measure your heart rate? Oh, you've had one of those. Where does it go? Yeah, on your arm. Measures it on your arm. What about Daniel? Rayan?
I forgot the name of this place, but it's like I went there and then they have like at the same time. No, not the same time.
What about, boys, how might you get your heart rate? We've talked about how your heart might beat.
BioWorld. Yeah, I went to Gombaya World and then I went on I forgot the name.
The ride.
Yeah, I went on the ride and then
And did that increase or decrease?
increase.
Increase. How do you think you might decrease your heart rate?
Like probably like being calm.
Ah, that's a good suggestion.
Probably increases because stuff like charisma and different stuff gives chemicals and stuff that makes your heart beat faster.
What makes your heart beat faster, Danny?
Stuff like maybe like effects from like going on roller coasters and stuff.
Yeah, but how could you slow it down?
By being calm.
Yeah, what might something calm that you can do? Huh? Cool. Yeah. Okay. Look down. Look outside. Look at Mr. Davies. Look at me. And smile. It's better. Okay, let's do a quick share. What do you know about measuring heart rate? Who wants to have a share about what they talked about with their partner? Callum?
We talked about how your heart rate starts to decrease as you get like older. Because like you get more blood as you grow up, and then your body sort of like knows that you've got enough blood, and like it'll just keep moving even with a slower heartbeat than you are as a kid. So kids probably have the fastest heart rate.
Okay, so you think heart rate has something to do with age, okay? About it increasing and decreasing. Raph, it's great to see you taking a risk, Raph. What did you have a chat about with your partner?
So basically, I said that on your heartbeat tends to increase when you're facing your fear.
Okay.
Because like when you're facing your fear, you get really scared, and your body actually have a reaction to that. Is where like your heart pumps faster to get blood like all around your body to get like prepared for like to face your fear or something like that.
So interesting. What were you saying, your heart?
Yeah, your heart pumps faster to get blood like faster all around your body.
Okay, so
Like prepare for like
I've got something to do with our heart here, and we've got our word increase, which we all talked about. Things can increase, that means it beats fast, and we talked about decrease being less. But let's go back to your first question. What do you know about measuring heart rate? Who's had their heart rate measured before? You people. Yeah, Ada, do you want to talk to me about having your heart rate measured? Where did you go? Where did you have it measured? At a hospital. What did they use to measure it?
This thing that they put on my thumb.
Okay. Why do you think they put it on your thumb, Ada? Okay, so the veins, what have veins got to do with it? Okay, veins, something to do with veins, yep. I noticed an interesting word someone talked about there. I heard a word pulse. Who was using the word pulse? Ada, do you want to tell me how you're using the word pulse? Scarlett, are you listening? So you can feel your pulse. What is your pulse, Ada? Yeah, you can feel your pulse, your heart beating through your wrist. Where else, Ada? Beating your hands on your chest. Can you feel it? Anywhere else you can feel your heart rate or your pulse, Amara? Your neck? Yep. And Ada, you said before they put something on your thumb. You can sometimes feel your heart, your heart rate through your thumb, your pulse through your thumb. So there's different places where you can measure your heart rate. Absolutely. And there are different things you can do to increase and decrease. We talked about how we can increase, things like running exercise or things that make us nervous. Do anyone have a talk about what can decrease, slow down your heart rate?
not moving.
Aiden? Relaxing. What's something that you can do to relax that might decrease? Yep. Lying down. Someone else, Selena? Yeah, music calming down. Thanks, can we have hands down? Thank you for sharing your ideas. So, we've looked at how we can measure heart rate, and we've looked at why it increases and decreases and some things that we can do. Let's keep moving on. Oh, there goes my sticks. We'll just leave them. Okay. Shh. So we've already had a quick chat about how we can measure your heart rate. So I'm going to give you some time now to experiment a little bit. Shh. And I want you to see if you can find where to measure your heart rate. So Ada we talked our wrist, talked about our neck. Maybe you can put your hand on your chest near where you think your heart is or your thumb. Have a go, see if you can actually find your pulse. That's like you can feel like a beat or your blood pumping through your veins. See if you can find it somewhere. Have a feel at those different points, your thumb, your neck, your wrist, on your chest. See where you can find your pulse. Right, find a different one. Have a go, experiment. Well, I can see Ella's got her hands around her neck, having a feel.
And just to share something that Ada said, you've got to be patient and you've got to be really sensitive, because sometimes the beat or the pulse can feel quite faint, can't it? So give it a chance, be patient, see what you can feel.
Try different spots too. I know finding my pulse on my wrist is really tricky, so I find a different way. Callan's found an interesting way. See if you can actually feel it somewhere in your body without using that. I'll get you to share later. Michael, can you find yours? I find there. On your neck, sometimes down there. You found one? Daniel, can you find it? Have you tried on your wrist? Rayan, have you found it yet? Shh. No? Where can you find yours? Oh, your head's not your best one. Rayan, have you got one there? You can feel the pounding in your head? Okay, that's interesting. I didn't think of that one. Can you got there? Can you get it on your wrist? Can you feel it? Which one's better? You find your neck easier? You find your wrist easier? Shh. Okay, shh. And shh. Give a few more seconds. Okay, give me a hands up if you can find your pulse. Who found it? Shh. Where and how did you find it? Shh. Just waiting for some people to stop and look up. Thanks, Aidan. Where did you find it? Chloe? You found it on your neck? Yep. And on your heart and on your wrist? You found it on all places, all the ones we're talking about. Someone else, Raf, where did you find your pulse? Who have a look at your wrist? Who can find some veins that you can see? Usually blue. Around there. Yep. Try and now when you measure your pulse, don't use your thumb. Because remember what I said, your thumb can have its own pulse, so you use your first two fingers, not your thumb. Place it near a vein, see if you can find your pulse, and then move it around your wrist to different points. I know I had to experiment with it, I find it tricky. Yep. Same when you're measuring on your neck. Shh. Shh. When you measure your pulse rate on your neck, I go from my ear and I go down using the same two fingers. See if you can find a point where you can feel a beat or a pulse in your neck. Shh. Yep. Yep. Shh. Oh, and where did you find your pulse?
There's kind of like a gap here.
You found a little gap.
Push it down there.
Yeah.
You can feel it.
Yeah, you do have to apply some pressure. So we're going to have a little bit of a play. What's tricky about when you find your pulse? What's hard? Callum?
Actually, find the faint beats in it.
To find, so once, yeah, you've got to find it first. That's tricky. Ada? It's faint. It is really faint. So it is hard to find. You've got to be very careful and put lots of pressure on. So what I'm going to get you to do is, now I've had a little bit of a play with finding our pulse. Callum, how did you find your pulse before you even try to do it? How can you find your pulse or your beats per minute? What have you got in your hand? Who's got a Fitbit on? Yeah, your Fitbits can also calculate the beats per minute, your pulse. I don't want you to use your Fitbits though. So here's a challenge. without using your Fitbits, I'm going to give you 60 seconds, a minute. I wonder who can calculate their beats per minute, because we measure our heart rate in beats per minute. Okay? So who wants to have an experiment? We have a bit of an experiment. Choose where you can find your pulse, where it's stronger, which point, and see if you can work out how many beats per minute. Have a bit of a play. Can you find it? Find a pulse point. Hands on wrist, or hands on neck, or hands on heart. Oh, got it. Oh. You got a pulse rate? Shh. 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 Have a go. And I'm going to give you a minute. Shh. Who are we still waiting for? Not yet? Got anything? Shh. Keep going. Try this point here. Go from your ear, go down. You've got to apply some pressure. Got mine here. If you can't do it, put your hand on your chest. That might be easier. Daniel, find your pulse rate. Shh. Get ready. I'm going to give you a minute. You've got to count how many times it beats. How many times can you feel it pulsing? And we're staying 3, 2, 1. Have a go, count. Can you work out how many beats in a minute? That's only 10 seconds. Minute's a long time, isn't it? That's only 20 seconds. Very long time. Wonder if people are still counting. Nod your head while you count. Are you still counting? Are you still? Ooh. And 2, 1, stop. Give me a thumb. Honestly, thumbs up. If you managed to keep counting that time. Thumbs down if you didn't. Honest. Shh. Ah. Oh, Callum. Callum, you've read ahead of me. You beat me to it, always. Shh. Callum, it is really hard to calculate your heart rate, beats per minute. A minute is a long time. Callum's just said there's an easy way. Callum, shh. Thanks. What do you think's easier? How can we make it easier to calculate your heart rate, your beats per minute? What could you do?
If you have something going on for 10 seconds, then you measure your heart rate for only 10 seconds, and you technically just have to times it by 6.
Why times it by 6?
Because 1 minute is 60 seconds.
Ah, did you hear that?
6 is 60, so you have to times the heart rate by 6.
Yep. Callum said you time for 10 seconds. So 10 seconds. You count your beats in 10 seconds. And then you multiply that number by 6 because there are 60 seconds in a minute. Okay? Who's got a different way? Apart from multiplying by 6 and counting for 10 seconds, is there a different way I could calculate the heart rate apart from the one on the board? Someone other than Callum. Callum, I love how you're participating, but can we give someone else a go? Raf, can you think of a different way?
Well, it's kind of like Callum's, but you count for 20 seconds and you times that by 3.
Yep, so whatever you're doing, 20 seconds times 3. 20 times 3 is still 60, so you could count for 20 seconds. That's double the time of 10 seconds. It's getting longer. So, Mo, can you think of a different way?
Change your heart rate.
Ooh.
Because mine was going really fast until 30. Because I was at 33 when you said 30 seconds. And then it slowed down and I only went to 53.
So, Mo, it made a really interesting point. Doesn't your heart rate change? Yes, it does. And the longer you time for, the more change you'll notice in your heart rate. So, Somi, if your heart rate changes over time, is it better to calculate how many beats per minute in a shorter amount of time or in a longer amount of time? You think maybe longer? Who agrees over a longer? Yeah? It's more reliable over a longer time, more accurate. Is it easier though to time your heartbeats per minute over a longer time? Is it? No, we want to make it easier, so we're actually going to use a smaller amount of time. Can anyone else think of a different way? So we've got 10 seconds, times it by 6 to get beats per minute, or we could do time our pulse over 20 seconds and multiply it by 3. Different way. Amara? 30 seconds by? Yep. Because 30 times 2, again, we get to 60. Again, we're getting bigger. Anyone else?
Just count to 60.
What would we multiply it by then?
By 1.
Yeah. That's really tricky though. Owen?
5 seconds and then times it by 12.
12 fives, yes.
Now we're just counting the practice.
Lots of different ways. Anyone got a different one? Okay. So, we're going to have a go in a minute of having a go of recording our beats per minute. And I should put that down, BPM. Okay, we're going to have a go of calculating our beats per minute, our BPM. I want you to use this method. It's the easiest. Shh. Okay, so we're going to time over 10, calculate our beats per minute. You're going to feel your beats per minute, your pulse, over 10 seconds and see if you can calculate it by 6. So find a point, have a go, practice for 10 seconds. Where are you going? Aiden's going the neck. Owen going the neck. Shh. Amara's got her hands on the neck. Selena's got hers on her wrist. 2 fingers, not the. Jake, where are you going to put it? Your heart? Your here? It's tricky. See if you can find it. Just have a go because we're going to do this later. So I want you to practice so you can find your pulse easy. And get ready. I'm giving you 5 seconds. We'll start counting. Remember, only counting over 10 seconds. And go. Stop. What did you get up to? Hands up. Aiden, how many beats did you count? How many?
66.
Only in the 10 seconds. How many you get over the 10 seconds? 11? Yep. Jazzy, what did you get?
16 or 17.
Oh, 16 or 17. That's a lot. Anyone with less than 16 or 17? Amara?
I have like 8, but I lost my phone.
You lost your pulse. So is it accurate? So what might you have to do? Yeah. How many did you get, Miriam?
10.
You got 10? Yep. Ada? 6? Shh. Xavier? Oh, 3. Oh, I doesn't know whether that's so accurate. Yeah, it's big range, Daniel.
20.
You got 20. Oh, you accurate. So whatever number, I got 11 in 10 seconds, but that's not my beats per minute. I would need to calculate. I need to multiply by 6 to get my correct beats per minute. What would my beats per minute be? Aiden? BPM, yeah. Yeah. See? Okay, let's keep going. Okay, shh. So, here's the fun part. We're going to get you to work in some groups. Shh. Daniel, can you take that out of your mouth because you do not need it. Go put it in the bin or put it in your tub, put it away. This is tricky. This is where you're going to have to calculate your heart rate, your beats per minute. Okay? I'm going to get you in groups of 3, eyes up. Shh. Okay, and there is some equipment you need to get ready to help you do this activity. So, okay. So, Oh, and I love how you're looking at me. It tells me you're listening. Oh, and I also can see you're listening. Thanks, Xavier. Eyes up, because I'm going to tell you your groups. And then you need to have this equipment and you need to be sitting in your group. Eyes up so you know what you need and where to find it. Shh. I have some sheets here. Looks like the sheet on the board looks like this. Everyone in your group needs a sheet. I am going to leave the sheets on this table. Okay, sheets are here. You should all be able to grab your own pencils from your tubs. You need a pencil. The other equipment you need for your group, and one per group. You can come and get an iPad per group here and a calculator. Calculators are here. Here are your groups. Shh. You are going to get your equipment and sit in your group at a table together. We can space out. There's not enough room. We might have 2 groups at a row of tables. Group 1, listening. Soma, I love how you're listening. Callum, Raf, Rayan, you are working together. You will be one group. Group 2, Owen E, Soma and Michael, you are a group. Listen first. 3, Jazzy, Miriam and Catherine, you are a group. Jake, Xavier, Owen S, you are going to work together. Chloe, Amara Y, Ella, your group 5. Group 6, Jessica, Ada, Scarlett L. Group 7, I have Aiden, Daniel and Selena. There are 7 groups of 3. I'm going to say it again. You can start to move to get your equipment and find a space. Callum, Raf, Rayan, get together, get what you need. Owen, Somo, Michael, move quietly, get together and get what you need. Well done, the first 2 groups, for being quiet. Group 3, Jazzy, Miriam, Catherine. Jake, Xavier, Owen S. Chloe, Amara, Ella. Jessica, Ada, Scarlett L. Aiden, Daniel, Selena. Shh. Giving you a few minutes, 3 minutes to get what you need. Try and find it in here to begin with, and then if we need more room, yes, you can be the first group that works out there. May I suggest if you're going to work out there, maybe sitting at a table group towards those tables so it's easier to get out. No, don't need one. Shh. Well done, Jazzy's group. Well done, Xavier's group. There's room here, boys. Shh. There's a table up here, spare.
Get the last group ready, quickly.
Shh. Who doesn't have a table? There's one here, boys. Let's go. Shh. Oh, who's going to be last? Shh. Jazzy's group, well done for being first. Ready. Shh. Michael's group, well done. Owen's group, well done. Shh. Shh. Quick, Callum's group, you are last. Sit down. 3, shh, 2, 1. Oh. I asked you to get equipment. I didn't ask you to do anything with your equipment. Anything with your equipment. Shh. Okay. Shh. Ada, I'm waiting for eyes up so you know what you're doing. It's very important. Thanks, Somo. Put the calculator down. You don't need it yet. Thank you. Pencils down, Owen. You can add your name later. Eyes up. Okay. Shh. So, you're working in a team of 3 in your group. Xavier, I love how you're looking. I know you're going to know exactly what to do. Soma, you're going to know exactly what to do. You are in groups of 3 because there are 3 different roles you are going to do in this task. And you're going to take turns so you'll get a go of each, okay? One person in your group is going to be a recorder. They're going to write down your beats per minute and what they notice. You've got a recorder, okay? Person 2, we need someone to time, okay? They need to time your 10 seconds. Once you time and you calculate, the person who's calculating, you need to, don't forget, you need to multiply. We'll do it together first time, okay, so you get what to do. And the third person is the test subject. They are going to be the person doing an activity, okay? Can you see on your sheet? There are 3 activities: resting, medium intensity, high intensity. So there are 3 different activities, okay? So each person will get a go at activity, each person will get a go at recording, each person will get a go at timing. Shh. Ooh. Shh. I think I'm going to choose the quietest person in each group to go first, to be our test subject. Shh. Can you all just put your name at the top of your sheet for me? Shh. Shh. Raf. Shh. Okay. Shh. Shh. Girls, can I borrow your iPad for a second? Okay, shh. Give me a thumbs up when you've done that so I know you're ready. Thanks, Aiden. Thumbs up so I know you're ready. Shh. Okay, shh. So the first person, the first test subject is going to be the person who's just resting. So we're going to do it while you're sitting. That's your activity. Shh. Okay? Shh. Because they're probably rested right now. Not moving. Shh. Daniel, are you watching? So that's our test subject. They're actually going to be the person who's going to find their pulse rate and count their beats per minute. Timers. You need to go, and I'm going to show you. You can do it after I've shown you. You need to go into the iPad, the timer. I like the timer here, and you can actually use, there's 2 ways you can do it. I quite like doing the countdown, setting it to 10 seconds. There's a way you can calculate it, or you can use your stopwatch. You just have to be careful with stopwatch. It gets to 10. That's why I like the timer. It goes to 10. And so you know your 10 seconds are up when? Yeah, when it makes a sound. And stop. There you go. And we've got our recorder. Remind me, Mr. Davies, our recorder is the person, am I correct, who works out how many beats per minute. So the person who's a test subject is taking their pulse rate and counting over 10 seconds. The timer person tells them to stop. I'm just going to pretend I've got 12 seconds. The recorder has to work out to how many beats per minute. Is 12 my beats per minute? What do I need to do to my 12? 12 sixes are? No, 12 sixes are?
Oh wait, I was 72. I was thinking of 9.
So 72 would be my beats per minute, okay? So your recorder needs to work that out. Shh. Are we ready? Can you work out in your groups, shh, listening, who is going to be your test subject? Who's going to find their pulse? who is going to time and who is going to record. Here's my hint. I would choose the person who in your group who found it really easy to find their pulse. Have a discussion. I'm giving you 30 seconds to work out your roles for your first one. Go.
You guys have your all sorted?
Do you know who's going first? Who's going to be a participant?
Who's the guinea pig?
Who's going to be the guinea pig? Who's going to find their pulse rate? Who was really good at finding it? One of you needs to find your pulse rate. Who wants to find it? Chloe, you want to be brave? Who's going to then be record? You're going to record. Ella, can you be our timer? There we go. Have you worked out who's who?
I'm being order. I'm being the calculator.
You're being resting right now. You're resting.
Who found their heart rate? Who found it really easy to find their pulse?
Well, we already just decided Rayon's doing test subject first, then it's going to be me, then
No,
it's
I
going to
never
be
said. I said it as
Oh,
a
well,
joke.
you got a few seconds. Well, Rayan, you need to work it out or I'll choose your roles for you and that's not fair. Have you all worked it out? Awesome.
Do we write out?
When we get to recording. Yeah. One, two, three, eyes on me. Okay. Give me a thumbs up if you've worked out in your group roles already for your first. Thumbs up. Beautiful. Can I have hands up if you are going to be brave and be our test subject? Should have one hand up in every group. Hands right up if you're test subject first. Shh, just for the first. Well done. So those people, you will need to find your pulse. Hold up the iPad if you are going to be the timer in the first rotation. Hold your iPad up. Make sure you have it set to 10 seconds to count down those timers. Shh. Hold up calculators if you are being the recorder and you have to work it out. Shh. Yep. Beautiful. There was a question about the sheets. So, am I right, Mr. Davies? Who is our party? Chloe is the one who's our test subject. So whoever's recording would write on Chloe's sheet. Okay? Once you've worked it out. So make sure the test participant, you're recording your heart rate on the test participant's sheet. Okay? Shh.
Is that really clear, guys? I feel like some people aren't listening.
Test participants, hold up your sheet. Who's the test subject who's going to count their beats? We are recorders. That is the sheet we are recording on. Okay? Shh. Boys, rock, paper, scissors. Callum, Rayan, go. Rock, paper, scissors. There you go, Callum. Thank you for being a good sport. Shh. Are we ready? Groups, are we ready? Don't worry, you'll all get a go. We're just going to get you to be a test participant for different activities. Okay, first test participant. Shh. Try and get your pulse rate. Timers, get ready. Shh. You need to tell them when to start, when to stop counting. Off you go. Calmly, or it won't be accurate.
I got 12.
Yep. What is it? Yep. Can you write it down for resting as beat to do? Shh. Yep.
I'll be the recorder.
What do you notice while doing this? Shh. What do you notice with your body, or what do you feel? What do you notice? How did you guys go? Have you calculated? 16. 16 times 6 is? So you can add it on Chloe, so yours was 96. Shh. Just on Chloe's. Yep. Shh. Have we got a recorded one? How many have you done yours?
None because they're all over.
Guys, have we got the timer ready?
Yes.
Callum, have you got your pulse rate?
Okay. 3.
Now you have?
Get ready.
Are you ready?
2, 1.
Go. Keep counting. And
23.
oh, 23 times 6, Rayan. Rayan, you've got the calculator.
That equals 138.
Let's see, let's double check.
23 times
6, yep.
no, that's 8. Oh my god. 23 times 8. This is the weirdest.
No, times 6 because there's 6 minutes in a
I
thing.
found this.
You're not doing that, you're a timer.
Miss Slack, is it
Miriam, just come down. We haven't got to a high intensity yet. You're moving ahead.
Yeah.
One person.
Oh, and we're not up to that, buddy.
Is it one person that's resting some?
138.
One to try the resting.
No, I'm going to do it together.
Okay, everyone's just going ahead then.
Guys, what we might do for this one, Mr. Davies said you've already jumped ahead. Don't go and do the high intensity. Don't go and do the mid-intensity activities yet. Maybe in your groups, if you've calculated the test subjects first resting, you should be resting, sitting. See if you can just swap around each in your group, calculate your resting using that method, okay? So everyone in your group, get your resting beats per minute calculated and recorded on your sheet. This section here says I notice. So think about what do you notice when you're calculating your resting? Shh. How do you feel? Shh. Eyes up. Look, think about your breathing, your heart. Okay, I'm going to give you 5 or so minutes so everyone can have that recorded. Go.
One person does resting, one person does medium.
We'll go and do that. All of you have a go at your resting. See if you can do your resting now. Switch roles and all have a go at resting. So all of you focus on doing your resting now. Take it in turns and get your resting done. We've got time. Do your resting, so just be sitting. All of you. All of you. Calculate your resting. You're different. Yours shouldn't all be the same. You're doing your own pulse rate. So Aiden, you calculated yours. Yep. Who's going to calculate their beats per minute now? Selena? No. Daniel? Find your pulse rate and do yours now. Calculate yours. So Selena, get it ready to time them. Oh, good. So yours are different. Well done, girls. So you all calculate your own resting? Impressive.
In Finelander, so I can't get rid of it.
Girls, have you all calculated your resting? Have a go. Everyone in this group, calculate your resting. Boys, have you all calculated your resting? So far, Owen has. Somo hasn't. Mark will calculate your resting. Swap roles, calculate your resting, and we'll go on. This group, so everyone should have their resting.
20 times 6.
26s should be
120.
20. There you go. Whose is 120? Who had 26? Yep. And then Catherine, you can then calculate your resting, and then you've all got it.
Why do you have my pencil?
So Daniel will tell you when he's got his pulse, and then Selena will tell you when he starts counting.
What do you notice about your breathing and your heart rate? How are you feeling? Are you hot? Are you cold? Try here. You might need to be a person who does the activity. You might find it easier.
I got it.
Got it? Count. Get ready, time. Get ready. He's got it.
I'm trying to find it.
Can't find it there?
And then
That doesn't work. Put it on your heart. You've got to concentrate. It's hard.
And he started calling this rat. Is it?
Focus. Rayan. This is tricky. You need to focus on what you're doing. Can you feel your heartbeat?
No. I can't.
Great. So
Here.
Aiden will tell you when to start counting.
Got it?
I can just class it.
Who's got the timer? He's got it. You've got to be ready. Then go with it. I'm not going to get them all to do it from here on in. I'm just going to do the other two groups. Because I don't think yours didn't do the, only one person got to do the medium intensity and high intensity, didn't they? They didn't all do it. I'm just going to we'll see how we go.
As long as we've got something to compare to that.
Yeah. Well, actually, we've probably got time because they've been quite quick.
Yeah, and it's physical. So when you say time, you're not getting to try different ways. Like you're saying, walk around and start jumping.
Yeah, we'll get them out to do it. Shh. We do it together.
No, we're not doing it. It's coming up.
Shh.
You guys want to be resting? Is that everything everyone? Has everyone got their resting heart rate?
Jake, Xavier, Owen, have you all got your resting? Awesome. Boys, have you all got your resting? Because we're about to go on.
Back on this side.
This side, Rap, have you got your resting? We're just waiting for you, buddy. I think we're just waiting on one. Shh. Thanks. Timer's off if you're done. While we're waiting for Raf, eyes up. What do you notice about your resting heart rate in your group? What do you notice? Shh. Have a look at your beats per minute. Xavier, what do you notice? It's hard to feel, but look at your beats per minute in your record sheet. Look at the number in your group. Look at yours, look at your groups, people in your group, your partners. Are they the same? Does everyone have the same beats per minute in their group? No, they're different. Shh. Okay. What did you notice when taking your beats per minute when you're resting, when you're sitting down? What do you notice with your heart beating? Is it easy? Xavier said it's hard. It's hard to find. Okay? So we're going to have a go, and we might get most of you moving for the next part, and look at doing a medium intensity activity. Now, when we do scientific experiments, it's really important that we only change one variable, and the rest has to stay the same, so the experiment is accurate. So we're changing the activity. So now we're not resting. We're going to change the activity and we're going to do medium intensity. So we need to keep things the same, Owen. So I still need to calculate or time by 10 seconds. I still need to do that, okay? The activity has to make sure we're doing it the same. Really important. So we're doing a medium intensity activity. Everyone has to be working out at the same intensity, okay? So it's got things like walking around's medium intensity. If I walked and somebody in another group was doing star jumps, is that keeping it the same? If I walk really slowly and someone's walking really fast, is that keeping that the same? So you need to go at the same intensity, the same pace, so you're going to have to keep up, okay? So what we want to do is we might all do this activity, and we're going to do it for 60 seconds and get someone to time us, but only test participant, the test subject. You are the one who, when we finish the activity, you need to go back, find your heart rate. Timer, a different person will need to time, and you have to have a different recorder. So can you work out who is going to be the test participant? Who's going to be the time recorder? Swap roles.
Michelle, I'm really curious. Thanks, 458. Guys, I'm really curious to know if this increase in intensity is going to result in an increase or a decrease in your heart rate. And because you've got your resting heart rate, you've got a really nice baseline to compare it with. Give me a thumbs up. Who thinks their heart rate is going to decrease? It's going to get slower. Who thinks their heart rate is going to increase? It's going to get faster. Most of us. So I wonder why, if that's the case. I wonder why. Be interested to see our results.
Okay, can I get everyone to work out your roles and put your hands up when you're ready to go, when you've worked it out? Quick, hands up. No, don't start your activity. Put your hands up in your group when you've worked out your roles. Shh. One group ready, 2 groups ready, 3 groups waiting for 3 more groups to work out their roles. Shh. Shh. Callum's group, have you worked out your roles? So you timed last time, Raf. Give Rayan the timer. You be the person who works out the beats per minute. Girls, have you worked out your roles? Excellent. Shh. We're ready to go. Shh. Up. Now, I need one awesome timer. Daniel, not yet. Shh. Thanks, Selena. Shh. We're going to get up and we're all going to have a go, so you get moving. Shh. But only the test participant is then going. Boys, you need to listen or you will not know what we're doing. And then our results won't be accurate. So, we're going to do a minute, Selena, of walking on the spot. Everyone can have a go of walking on the spot for the minute. Stop. You need to keep pace. So who's really good at walking on the spot? Who thinks they can manage my demonstration, wants to come and be a model? Somo, up you come. Just remember to keep it at medium intensity, not fast, because we're going to have to keep up with Somo. So everyone is going to get up and stand up, and we're going to walk for a minute, keeping pace with Somo. Selena will tell us when to stop. Then it's back to your groups. Here's the important part. Test participants, when you go back to your groups, you need to find your pulse. Timers, you need to get ready to tell them when to start counting their pulse and when to stop. Recorders, you need to then help them work out how many beats per minute after the medium intensity activity. Nod your head if you know what to do after we get moving. Nod your head. Do you need me to repeat? You got it? You sure? Can I get everyone standing up except for Selena because you're going to time us? Find a space, tuck your chairs in, spread out. Let's get moving. Not yet. Selena has to tell us when to start. We're following Somo for that minute. Everyone up. We're getting moving. I'm going to do it too. Okay. Eyes on Somo. Selena, let Somo know when to start. And everyone's going to start and follow him.
3, 2.
Don't worry about Pete. Just walk us. Walk. Keep pace with Somo. We're walking for a minute, everyone. Walking. A minute can be a long time. Don't worry about your pulse rate. Go and take it afterwards. Get the arms moving. Oof, oof. Selena, how are we tracking? Is it a minute? Oh, a minute's a long time. Shh. Remember, watch Somo. We're keeping pace. All have to do the same. We don't want to go too fast. Right, left, right, left. Okay. Got a good beat here. Shh. How much longer, Selena? Shh. 20 seconds. Make sure you tell us when to stop. Shh. Selena's timing. Stop your intensity activity. Go back to your group. Participants, find your pulse. Timers, get ready to time them to help them find it. Shh. So what, Aiden, who's doing it this time?
I have to walk now alone. I got the left.
Shh. You're going to work out the pulse rate.
Okay, guys. Okay. 3, 2.
No, after this, can you just wait? We've got one more to do. Won't be long. Shh. No, it should be a different. Who's doing Ella's counting? 10 seconds. 10-second timing again, not a minute. Ella, you got your pulse rate? Tell her when she can start counting. I've got mine. Shh. It should be easier to find now. Should be easier to find. Just remember 10 seconds. That's a lot.
I got 38.
In 10 seconds. Oh, 66, that looks more. Okay. 72, 60. Okay, it'll be interesting. You think yours is slow, so do you think our first one would have been accurate then? What do you think we might find if we did it again at high intensity?
Faster.
Be even faster than your resting or faster than your medium? Or both?
Both.
Okay, so maybe we do high intensity. And what happens if the high intensity isn't higher than your resting? Do you think we're accurate? Shh. Who's done their second? Who's done the medium? Stop. Who is the medium intensity participant? Who's recording?
What did you get? 228.
You can probably all calculate it. Oh, what did we go here? 72. You even worked out. Ooh, that's a lot, Jake. Is that your resting?
Yeah.
Shh.
Oh, wait, no.
Yeah, that's a really high. It's interesting. I don't think we're very accurate in this way.
Sorry.
Don't know how accurate we are in this
some of
grade.
them are a bit,
Thumbs up, participants, if you have recorded your medium intensity beats per minute. Participants, thumbs up if you've done that for medium. Shh. Ooh. Shh. 4-5A, I'm waiting for you to see if we can go on. Thumbs up if your group has calculated medium intensity beats per minute for your participant. Shh. Chloe's group, I can see, have one recorded. Shh. Ella's, yep. You only need the participants, really. We only want one. Shh. Group, put your hand up if someone in your group has calculated it. One person. Thank you, Jessica. Two groups. Oh, and thank you. Girls at the back, has one person calculated their beats per minute for their medium? Okay. Then your hand should be up. What do you notice from your resting to your medium intensity? What's happened to your beats per minute? Has it increased? Thumbs up if you found it increased. Yep. Hands up anyone who found it decreased. Anyone find it was lower than their resting? Oh. What might that tell us, Jazzy? Oh, interesting. What do we think now? Jazzy, if we were going to do the high intensity, should your beats per minute, should it be increased or decreased from your resting? What do you think we're expecting to find if we do it high intensity activity? Should it be more? Should your beats per minute be more than your resting? Yep. Should it be more than your medium intensity? Let's have a different go. This time I need a super duper fit person because a minute of star jumps is hard work that we need to keep up with. It's going to be hard. What about, who's Catherine? You're pretty fit. You can chase down the boys. Do you want to be my model? And keep up with Catherine? Oh, well done for taking a risk. I think we're all in trouble. Timer for 60 seconds. Shh. Someone who's sitting. Shh. 1 minute's on the timer. Shh. Jazzy. Shh. Everyone, stand up, tuck your chairs in, get ready to move. Shh. Get ready, Mr. Davies. Move away from your tables and chairs. Shh. Shh. Rayan.
You want to take your jumpers off as well, guys?
Yep. Ada would take it off for keeping up with Catherine. Shh. Shh. No, just Jazzy, just wait. I'm still waiting for some people. Rayan, Raf, tuck your chairs in and find space. Put the iPad down. We need to do the activity first and it all needs to be at the same intensity for the same time. So we're following Catherine and Jazzy's timing us. Jazzy, let us know when Catherine can start and we're going to try and keep up with her.
What is it?
Catherine, slow it down. We have a whole minute. She has no. Come on, Rayan, you can't stop. We have to keep up. It's hard. Oh gosh. Come on, Raph, got to keep up. It's high intensity. High, high, high. Find a different spot. Keep going. Keep going. Oh. Okay. Oh, you made it hard, Catherine. Stop. Last person. Go back to your groups. Get your pulse rate. Timers, get ready. Oh. It should be really easy for you to find, no, Rayan. Is it easier to find, Jake, now? Yes. It should really be pulse. Thank you, gorgeous. Oh. Oh. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to calculate. Make sure at least one person has it in your group, at least one. If you've done one, calculate someone else's. No, not till after this. I've got 5 minutes left. Rayan, find your pulse rate now. It should be pulsating. Go.
51. I got 40.
Did you times it by 10? Beats per minute. Don't forget it's beats per minute, not 10 seconds. Shh. Well done, this group. Have you all done? Scarlett, you could even have a go at recording your high intensity. Shh. Well done. This group, 2 people have done their beats per minute after high intensity. 3. If you've done all 3, write down what you notice. What do you notice about your body? How does it look? How does it feel? What do you notice about your heart? Your breathing? Shh. What about your body? Look at each other. How do you look in the face? Flustered. Red. You're still puffing, Xavier. Got, well done. Awesome, this group's done. 1, 2. Still calculating, keep going. This group, you're almost there. Shh. Shh. It's okay. You're all done? Yep. Miriam, have you got yours? Are you accurate? Is that even possible? Do you think it's a good thing to get a really high beats per minute? Is it really good to be really high? Is it really good to be really low? You think? Oh. Shh. Still waiting, almost there. Shh. Eyes up, just a quick share, the bell's going to go and you've been awesome. Mr. Davies is coming around to collect iPads. Okay? Have a look, what did you notice? What do you notice from going from resting to mid to high intensity? So what did you notice?
My first resting one was 96 BPM, and then my medium was 78, and my highest was 114.
Okay, so what do you think those results are telling you? Not accurate. Which one might it be accurate?
Medium intensity.
Medium intensity. What about your body? What did you notice in your body, in your breathing, in your heart rate, in what you looked physically? Shh. What did you notice, Callum?
Like when it was resting, all the beats were really faint. Then when the beats started getting strong, and then when you got to high intensity, there were really strong beats, and you getting really
When you say really strong, does that mean you can feel them or there were more?
like really strong, and there were more.
What about with your breathing? Anyone want to quickly tell me with your breathing what you noticed? Aiden? More heavy. Look at your faces around the room. What's happened after your high intensity to your faces, Ada? Shh. Yeah, Brad, yeah, stop. You guys have been awesome. It's almost eating time, but I need some things first. Shh. Shh. Raph. I'm going to come around. Actually, I'll get Mr. Davies to collect them. Make sure your name's on your slip. Make sure your pencils are away. And get your lunches and stand behind your chairs. Mr. Davies is going to come and collect them. Yeah. Hope it worked all right for you. As long as I don't have to